Playoff action is here, and La Quinta has a tough matchup against Redlands tonight. Winner of this game will chase down that championship, while the other, unfortunately, their season is over. Behind us, a big crowd of side-by-side drivers listening in to the drivers' meeting to hear what it takes to be in the race. From the first time she put on her skates, little dreamer Ryan Stillwell became so confident and driven in the sport she now loves. Let's go to the big leagues now. The All-Star break is over, and it's time to dust off the bat and gloves and hit the diamond. With the racing season coming to a stop, Jarrett Brooks switches his focus from the track to driving his Can-Am on his off time. Welcome to round 3 of the side-by-sides here at Honolulu Hills Raceway in Taft, California. Now, not the Honolulu you're thinking of. No palm trees or blue water here, just a bunch of drivers lined up at staging, getting ready to battle out for that top spot. After 20 years in the sport and the oldest fighter to earn a knockout victory, Dan Henderson finishes up his career with a title fight against Michael Bisping for UFC 204. Throughout Henderson's entire career, throwing on another pair of gloves wasn't his only motive.
With the exception of getting paid, as for my job, I happen to love what I do, and the challenge of it gets me excited. The bigger the challenge, the more excited I get. Being able to test myself in that way, and getting paid always helps.
After UFC 199 versus Lombard, Henderson said that it was possible that was going to be his last fight, that he was right there ready for retirement with his family, kids, and everyone in the cage.
Then they offered me a title fight. So, I got to feel a little bit of that, and, it's a sense of, I guess sadness that I won't be competing anymore, but also a sense of happiness that I won't have to train and prepare for a fight, and I'll get to relax a little bit more and kind of start a different chapter in life.
A chapter that will still consist of the sport he loves.
Just still being involved in the sport, promoting MMA worldwide is something I'd like to do, as well as coaching my team here that, in coaching, it'll help me stay in shape so I don't get too out of shape when I retire.
And no matter what is going on in the fighting world, Henderson is always staying busy with his main focus, his family.
Outside of MMA is just my family and kids, and they keep me pretty busy, and my gym. All those things kind of make the days go by pretty fast, with keeping me busy all the time.
Speaking family, Henderson's son Reese won't be following the MMA career, but picks up the sport of golf, just like his aunt who competes in the LPGA, Selene Henderson. A name that will continue to carry legacies. Hello everyone, I'm Aspen Taylor here with sports. Let's begin the second round action of the Open Championships from Scotland. And the conditions today, look at that, vastly different than on day one. That's more of what we're used to seeing at the Open Championships. Cold, wet, and windy, but they play on. We start with Mickelson tee shot on the par 3 8th, hits a wedge, lands it on the left side of the green, and watch this thing spin back, nearly gets it to disappear. Been that kind of couple days for lefty who had 4 birdies on the day. Slow down, Hendrik Stenson, now on the heels of Mickelson. Third shot from the bunker almost goes in for an eagle, but he settled for the birdie to move to 9 under where he'd finish. Jason Day now long birdie put on the par 5 6. Tough to put in this weather, but Day lines this one up beautifully. He finished 1 under and is 1 over heading into the weekend. But after 2 rounds, it's lefty with the lead. Mickelson rocking the big jacket and 2 gloves makes it look easy and shoots a second round 69 to remain in the front of the pack at Royal Troon. Moving to boxing, Sugar Ray Leonard was in the desert tonight. The now 60-year-old held a meet and greet at the Fantasy Springs Resort Casino prior to fight night. Leonard is considered one of the all-time greats in the sports. He was Sportsman of the Year in 1991 and won world titles in 5 different weight divisions. Named Boxer of the Decade in the 1980s, Leonard finished his career with a record of 33 wins, 3 losses, and 1 draw. We were able to catch up with the legend and ask him about the Desert's own Timothy Bradley Jr., whose legend says a true champion much like himself.
Oh yeah, Tim Bradley, no question about that. And I've watched that young man for many years, and one thing I tell you, he doesn't lack is heart. and determination, and that's what makes champions. That's what makes great champions.
Let's go to the big leagues now. The All-Star break is over, and it's time to dust off the bat and gloves and hit the diamond. Dodgers making a road trip, second of the season starting today. The Blues taking on the D-backs. Big night. Chris Taylor has played in just 12 games this season, but most likely his 13th tonight. 2 RBI triple here to pad the Dodgers lead. He also had a double in this game. And then more, Taylor with the bags full. His first home run of his career is a grand slam. How about that? Keep that baseball. A RBI 6 for Taylor, who was a single away from the cycle. Dodgers offense picks up the pitching tonight, and they win it 13-7 over Arizona. Angels hoping for a better second half of the season. Cole Cahoon deep to right. Escobar around third and in to score RBI double. For Cahoon gives the Halos a 2-0 lead. And they broke it open in the 7th. Simmons single to right. Jeffrey Marte scores, and the Angels scored 5 in the 7th. Hector Santiago went from 7 strong, allowing just 5 hits and no runs. Angels start the second with a nice victory of 7-0 over Chicago. That's it for sports. You're watching KSQ, the Desert's news leader.